Hello, everyone. Thank you for stopping by for the Shenanigans. And dear Lord, what have I done? I've got, no, that's not the right look. There you go. We have Malort because why? Why, dear God, why? We have salted licorice. I have no idea what this thing is. It's a hockey holder. This can only end badly with him laughing like that. We have raspberry chili licorice, which again, why? God, why? Uh, everything bagel ramen noodles. Now I know you're just very jealous.
Yeah.
And everything breakfast ramen noodles. You know, the sardine paste is sounding okay now.
Oh, that
Thank
is one
you,
of the most.
Iris.
Yeah, it's, yeah, that
Yeah.
sardine paste is some of the most disgusting thing I ever heard. Because honestly, they just these sardines must be getting old soon. Let's mush it up and put it in a tube. And I'm
Yeah,
picking these
it
little tiny pieces of fish bones out of my teeth for days.
Yeah, I never would have imagined a situation where I would have needed pasted sardines.
No, just no.
Yeah, no thank you, hard pass, I'll starve. Humanity had a good run. Hopefully the elephants will take over and not those asshole cockroaches. Well, this is
Congrat-
a
oh,
what?
congratulations, by the way.
Oh, thank you. This is a thank you for all of you guys for supporting me because, hey, I always tell my kids, I'm like, at least 3,000 people would like to listen to me. I'm sorry, the 6 people I bioengineered are like, meh.
You need some replacement for the people who will never listen to you Un-
True.
until later in
True.
life. I mean, I was well into my teens or even 20s before I realized, they might have been correct on some things.
It really, some days I'm like, maybe my mother wasn't crazy. But then that would mean that I did things to infuriate her, and I can't square these two world images, so she was still crazy, and I was the best teenager ever. Speaking of teenage behavior, we have the lovely Sarah Boone. Now, Nicholas, are you aware that I am willing to parlay with Florida to be her unsanctioned third-party intervener? Um,
Intervener. Is that something has
interv
been?
intervene you know how Daryl Brooks was always his third-party intervener for the entity that is Daryl Brooks? I'm willing to I'm willing to be look, I don't want Steve Gosney to have to deal with this woman. I'm willing to go to Florida for a couple weeks and get material.
Oh, she's such a
Yeah.
lovely person. I can't imagine why people don't want to be near her.
Yeah, it is a strange, strange thing. Who'd have guessed that being an insufferable pain in the thunder cow would make people hate you?
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
I mean,
Oh,
now I do on a serious note, I do wonder what this judge is going to do because he kind of told her when he got assigned to this, like, we're not playing this game. You've got like one chance, and then you either need to, find money to buy a new lawyer, or you're going to represent yourself.
well,
So I
now when the trial against Laura Owens is done, but he might not be in Florida, because
oh
yeah, because he, what's his name again, Mister
oh
Venomous,
yeah, but
Mister
Dingus or
Gangrene,
Genghis.
Gangrene, yeah. Mr. Gangrene, he would do anything for a buck.
Yeah, he was going on some, I think, male primal scream therapy boat trip or something. I don't know. He's like, "I'll be on a boat and I can't be reached by the internet." And I was like, "I don't wanna know what you do with your furry group."
Yeah, I mean, if I was in private practice and in the United States, I would raise my hourly rate enormously for taking on Laura Owens, and then I might for the
Yeah.
entertainment value.
Sarah Boone. I mean, at this point, it would it it would finally bring this case to fruition because otherwise she's gonna be there until
Yeah,
the end of
and
the world.
yeah, and she can't even write her property over to her lawyer because Sarah Boone rented. Um,
True. She's gonna sue her husband for alimony or for her ex-husband for alimony to pay for the new lawyer. Again, ex-husband, if you have not changed your name, bought a fake mustache, moved to Guam, and, possibly faked your own death, I don't know what you're waiting for, sir, but this is the universe giving you a head start.
oh, didn't they have a kid together?
Yeah,
Yeah, change name for you for your kid's sake, if not for your own.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah. It just no.
a brief reminder for every guy out there: don't stick your intervener in crazy.
Yeah, but, there's that hot to crazy ratio, but I don't know that, like, a 4 can pull an 8 crazy. Like, I mean, it's a ratio that doesn't always when it hits, but apparently in a suitcase.
Oh,
Don't smile. That's it. She is just a deeply unhappy looking person. Oh, audio terrorism. What is
Dave Ketchner on behalf of the state.
First Cashman, I'm here for Ms. Boone.
We set this matter this morning for a status hearing. Ms. Boone, good morning. Counselors, good morning. What is the status for where we find ourselves currently, Ms. Cashman?
I think that Ms. Boone wants to speak to you about that. Mr. Cacciatore and I have had
the judge is like, no, no, will you not let her speak? Damn it. I told you to control your client. Thank you, Peter, for being a member for 5 months and for all you guys' support. This is just having fun shenanigans and Sarah Boone. Look, we had to have a reason to drink.
email correspondence and a phone conference this week. And we believe that it can be ready to be set for a trial date late August, early September. I've got a trial certain murder in front of Judge Harris that's going to be a minimum of a week starting August 5th. I am out of state starting September 14th, I believe, for a week. And at this point,
Thank you
those are
so much,
the
Jess. She looks like Hannibal Lecter. She's deeply unsettling, just like Hannibal Lecter. And thank you for the super chat, Jess. And Phoenix, thanks for being a member for 6 months. This is awesome. If she doesn't come in on a dolly, I'm going to be very sad. Maybe I can demand that as her third-party intervener. Nicholas, do you think I could demand that she comes in the full body Hannibal Lecter dolly if I'm her third-party intervener?
Oh yeah, oh yeah. And if she doesn't, you want to be in a cage, protected from her.
Yeah. Because I think she might try to shabusiness me if I giggle too much. And to be fair, I probably would.
Calendar issues that I have other cases set, but I'm, as you know, Judge, waiting on pretrial and waiting to see what really goes and what doesn't. Obviously, I have other things on trial dockets through July, August, and September, but those are the for sures.
Okay, all right, thank you. Mr. Cacciatore, anything from your side of the ledger, sir?
No, I think, I think this court's aware of the pictures that we have already said. Other than that, pretty amenable to probable negotiation.
Okay, all right. Madam Clerk, if you could swear in Ms. Boone, please.
Go screw yourself, you be no, oh, not that kind of swearing.
Yeah.
Ma'am, good morning. Your lawyer advised that there was something that you wanted to bring to my attention.
I want to drink holy water.
Yeah. Oh no, Court TV, don't put the mic on her. I mean, honestly, you guys sometimes suck with audio, but we're okay with you just not remembering.
Yeah, please, don't.
Yeah, like, we don't know what happened. Did you get any of the testimony? It was Sarah Boone. Ah, understand.
Mm.
Technical difficulties.
Yeah,
You've listened to
I will
everything in open court.
again.
You've been here. You've listened to everything that's been presented so far as to the discussions that Ms. Cashman has had with Mr. Cacciatore and readiness for trial and her dates
Now
of
I want
availability and
Italian.
unavailability. That's what's been presented to me this morning. You've heard the same thing that I've heard.
I actually have an envelope for you that I would like to give to you regarding a letter. It's a lot easier for me to tell you in writing, and it's also put on the court's website. So
Okay.
everyone is aware.
So, Nicholas, I just,
Mhm.
when or if I ever weld a killdozer, allegedly, a better one, a bigger one for America, do I just like write Post-its to the judge to tell them what to do? Like, not intentionally, and he's like, "Ma'am, how did you weld 8 panels of solid steel?" And I was like,
It's an artwork. You are a welding artist, and it just happened to be a
Yeah.
vehicle. Yeah.
and it wasn't intentional. I discovered a new talent. I mean, I love that she's like, as my own personal HR, department, I have judged the treatment of me to be untenable. So I've given you some, a PIP, a performance improvement plan.
Weird. That is what my sister always say to me. She has a personal improvement plan for me. No.
Generally.
For the longevity of the employment agreement.
Mhm.
The reason why I'm here is the whole hope thing, where she will change her disposition and her attitude.
The audio does get better, guys. They figure out.
Dumbed down I am to myself to try to coexist with her. I've even come up with a solution to have.
Now,
Are you claiming she's trying to dumb down herself?
yes, because in order for her men's level self to deal with us dum-dums, in between us putting forks in outlets, she's able to somehow minister to us morons. Like, now, if memory serves, while Sarah was an honor roll student in high school, I don't believe she has her, Juris Doctorate. I could be wrong.
No, and I mean, honor students in high school are like a participation trophy in university. You don't get extra credit for, I don't know, exposing yourself to teachers in high school. I don't know. I don't know how she got it.
She didn't
And
even go to DeVry. I mean, at least Letitia Stalk says she's like a doctor of education from Liberty University. I mean,
if your daytime drinking starts at 8 a.m., you might not be as smart as you think you are.
I've got
But
it.
never mind.
She's just drinking ahead of schedule. If you're
Yeah. Yeah, she's caught up to 2074.
she's like, I've been doing overtime on this alcoholism thing. And I've won.
Mm.
Actions with her, so she would try, hopefully, to treat me appropriately and professionally, which she does not do. One of my meetings I got and I walked out on her. The last time that I spoke to her was on a video visit that she tried to have in front of a 64 open day bunk dorm, where I repeatedly kept asking her, please schedule a face-to-face, face-to-face, face-to-face. The last time we spoke was on May 3rd,
Lady,
where I left the room because I
Okay,
could not take how she
Sarah, you're not
that's
her only client.
no. I mean, and no, just no. I mean, when I represent my clients, I talk to them. I get the information I need. If they lie to me, they are in deep trouble, because you don't want a face-to-face meeting with me, because
No.
I need to represent that person with as condensed information as possible,
Yeah.
as long as it's truthful. I don't need any more. I
And
don't
thank
need
you,
your life
Pixie,
story.
for the $7.99 Australian. Thank you so much.
Whee!
Yes. I can't wait to get my Sarah Boone bucks. I think once she gets started on the trial, I get dividends or something. I'm not quite sure. I think it's in the 7-letter or the 15-letter arc, but I'm waiting for this 57 one to, because I know authors. This is why I didn't start Game of Thrones. I knew that dude's never going to finish that book. I'm not starting a series with no end. I'm not doing it.
Oh, Jesus Christ, lady. No, you.
So much so that I have to incorporate a pre-10 judge in order for her to treat me somewhat appropriately. And I feel that she is untruthful with me and full-blown prejudice against me, which I believe adds to her nasty attitude.
Oh, she wants you to take a deal?
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
She's prejudiced against you, like the facts are, and gravity, and apparently Samsonite. Like, the conspiracy is large and wide. Nibbles, thank you for being a member for 7 months. I think she worked at like the Aces hardware store with Jorge. I think that's where they met. But as far as what she did for a living, what I'm gathering is converting everyone else's sanity into abject apathy and exhaustion.
Oh, she was a true crime psychologist.
Well, I was going to say a law and crime fan, but
Okay, yeah. Yeah.
she watched Nancy Grace and liked it. Let's be honest.
Yeah, she
If there are,
definitely got her law degree from Nancy Grace and Brooks.
well, I mean, they both have a deeply ingrained sense that they're right. We might want to look at genetic testing. They could be kin. I'm going to get a cease and desist on that. Nancy Grace is going to have someone on my door. Were you making fun of Nancy Grace? I was like, well, only every other stream, but what is it that she's upset about? Did you say she was related to Sarah Boone? Look, I was just going by egocentricity and constant narcissism and an unrelenting, belief that you are always right. I know
Yeah,
this happens.
they should sue each other so we can see who's the copycat of the two of them.
Really, we do. We need like a scale, like the Scoville scale. Is she one Nancy? Is she two Sarahs? What are we doing here?
So I have prepared this for you. It's a letter and then a continuation of the letter from the video that you are aware of. And everyone constantly blames me that I am the reason why I am supposedly on attorney number 8, which I am not.
Yeah, I wonder why.
I do. Okay, that's it. I need CSI, Nancy Drew, the Hardy Boys, the Scooby's gang. I'm going to need a lot of people here, but I think we'll figure out the case. Government, I want $1.5 thousand and a couple more K's in there, but we will figure this out. We will get to the bottom of this. Yeah, it's just not out yet. I have someone looking for it because 57 pages of Sarah. It's like it's like she knew it was my birthday next month. And she did it in duplicate, so I'm kind of proud of her. Because honestly, even though I'd have a lot of time in prison, I'd just be like, again, no.
I mean, the symptoms of grandeur in herself, people who suffer from that grandiose thing is either a politician or in a mental asylum.
True. And thank you so much, Welsh Lady Reads. Oh, thank you.
That's £20.
But-
That's almost $100.
Yeah. Now, I do say that though, Sarah, if Sarah had just had a YouTube channel, I mean, I would watch daily because she's insane, because her everyday interactions are that of an absolute maniacal crazy person. And I would watch the hell out of that. That is the train wreck television I would live for. So
yeah.
She's just writing letters to the internet to whom it concerns. I don't know who got this idea that I'm just insufferable, but let me tell you Webster's dictionary definition of insufferable. Just
I put this in here also so you are aware. I refuse to be mistreated by her as my attorney. I'm shocked that she has a proposed trial date, considering the fact that I have not seen anything. I keep asking her for just a download of my phone or my medical records or for anything that I've asked pretty much all of the other attorneys as well.
that's the wrong country. Do they think she's Godzilla? Do they think that she could fight Godzilla? Because I'd be willing to say that Godzilla would walk away like, no, I'm done.
Next on theaters, August 1st, Godzilla versus
Sarah, the mega thunder cow. Godzilla goes home. You know what? I don't have to take this shit from Mothra. I'm going home. I love her ass. You know, she's a little cranky. She's a little cranky sometimes, but you know what? We're gonna make it work.
Well, I don't know how many lawyers they will provide her, but because I don't know how many lawyers there are in her jurisdiction. But sooner or later, she will run out, and then she's on her own.
Yeah, I don't think she's quite cottoned on to this entire thing, that she's going to eventually run out of people that will tolerate her.
Yeah.
Well, all of my questions that I keep asking her are in a letter to you. I didn't know if you would be the one to help me answer them or to spur her to finally answer them to me and hopefully truthfully. I don't know. As I said to you before in the past, you said that you are not able to intervene regarding my letter. I still want you to be aware of what it is that I am going through still. And
Aw.
it's a matter of
Aw.
ethics and professionalism with how she should be treating me, and I shouldn't have to come up with a pre-planned judge in order for her to do so. And also some other things that I've been working on in the meantime that I would like everyone else to be made aware of. That I don't just sit and eat bonbons and watch soap operas all day. I fully apply myself at all times.
You willfully apply yourself at all times. What? What the hell are you working on, Matlock? What, an interlocutory appeal because of habeas corpus? I mean, what? Are you rewriting the Magna Carta in your spare time? Making a treatise for, you know, some sort of new legal theory? Well,
Her victim's family can always present all her letters in a book in the mouth of madness or something and then publish it, and then maybe they will get some retribution.
we wouldn't survive. We'd be 5 seconds in. She's just ridiculous.
Oh,
I just love that she's like, I understand I have a lawyer, but I'm also doing her work. Oh my gosh, you're right, Sal. If Hillary Clinton and an HOA president had the unholy love child, it would be Sarah Boone. I think we need to. Miss
Well-
Clinton, where were you 40-ish years ago? You are the mother.
Okay. Where's the letter? Okay.
I believe it's 58 pages.
Ms. Cashman?
Judge, I've obviously not seen the letter. Ms. Boone is correct. She has walked out of the last 2 visits when I've tried to review things with her. Just so the court knows, I've spent probably 20 hours, a little bit more, a little bit less, with Ms. Boone. She has lots of lists, lots of questions in reviewing the court file. She was distressed previously about having access to her lawyers. I have taken collect phone calls from her that are at my expense. JAC doesn't reimburse you because I think it's important for clients to have access. I have
Hang on,
spent,
please. No one's interrupting.
That's a 2-part sentence. I no longer will do that as a policy.
Oh, imagine having collect calls from
Sarah
Miss
Boone.
Boone, from Sarah Boone. Will you accept the charges? Will she?
Well,
I mean-
that's the thing. The problem is that what she wants to hear is, oh, well, unintentional. And yes, I'm starting the water so we can get the unholy ramen noodles out of the way because why, God, why? Although my son's like, if you don't like them, can I have them? And I said, son, you're probably going to be eating them because they look gross. But electric kettles are awesome.
Yeah.
No one's interrupted you this morning, Ms. Boone.
as I said, I've spent over 20 hours going through her questions, going through her list. When I tried to update her with regard to the depositions that I took recently, she opted to exit the jail conference. When I tried to review some things with regard to discovery as to things I wanted to make sure she was aware of, she walked out. She has asked me repeatedly for a copy of some medical records. Based on the discovery I got from the previous attorneys, one of the copies of those medical records had her handwritten notes. So she had a copy given to her previously.
Hey,
Hello, Sal.
how are you doing?
Good. Well, sort of good. I'm gonna try one of the unholy ramen flavors. So,
Yum.
yeah, everything bagel or breakfast. So maple syrup, pancake, sausage, and egg.
Mm.
Sal's like, no.
Has
Whoever
one
made
taste.
these,
Has one taste.
yeah, it cannot be right, but it is,
Cup.
and it existed.
I do like cup noodles.
Well, yes, but I can understand chicken,
Beef.
shrimp, beef, soy sauce, everything bagel, and a grand slam doesn't sound. I just need to know the amount of quaaludes that were involved in this. That's all.
And the amount of sodium.
Yeah, I don't even like salt. This is going to be a great idea.
Oof.
And yeah, I know that they were both
No.
assaulting
never.
each other.
Jorge.
I know.
It was all Jorge. Sarah Boone wouldn't hurt a
Of course it was.
Yeah.
That's what Sarah says. And we know Sarah only tells the truth.
Always. It wasn't
Yeah.
intentional.
Yeah, again, that's what she wants people to say. Like, it wasn't intentional, so get out of
Is my
jail
mic-
free, right?
Does my mic sound okay, by the way?
Yes, I'm trying to
Okay.
keep the electric kettle sound from everything, but it's
No,
noisy.
I'm running my dishwasher and I just want to make sure it wasn't being picked up. See, I'm becoming more advanced as a streamer, more
Woohoo!
professional.
We're growing. Someday
know.
we'll be competent. It'll be
Someday.
awesome.
She
One day.
reviewed them with previous attorneys. I sent her a new copy.
This poor
Some
woman.
of the things that she thinks are important from a lawyer
Weren't.
perspective, perhaps I don't attach the same importance.
So, translation, she's a moron pretending to be a half-wit who talks like a mid-wit who should probably not
Well, if you do
enter a
that,
battle
then
of wits.
if you do that, if you say that, then I'll be not guilty, right?
She
And this
almost
lawyer's
has
just
the
like,
magic
no.
word, sovereign sit thing going pretty well. I think she should just go for it.
Oh, we got to slip her the 60-page sovereign sit PDF.
Yeah, see, I'm torn between sending her that and then feeling bad that, George's family will have to deal with this S show and also wanting to desperately see this dumpster fire.
Wonder if they'll bring the suitcase into evidence.
I'm sure they will.
Mm. And the video and the thingies and
Oh,
the
yeah.
and maybe she can call that woman from the Jodi Arias
Jodi
trial,
Arias,
that La
Me
Voilette
too.
psychologist.
That's what I'm saying. You know what? That she might be the one professional that they could get.
Yeah.
Because
Or the shrink from the She Business trial.
Yeah.
That would be wonderful to
Or
hear from
Letitia
her again.
Stouch.
Oh, Letitia Stout. Yeah.
Yeah, the one whose like son got caught with drugs or something in the courthouse. Wasn't it something like that?
Dr. Beverly Lewis. She'll
Yeah.
just say you have multiple personalities, Sarah.
Yeah.
It's and they're all insufferable C words. Not a nice personality in the bunch.
No. She really hit the
Didn't
lottery
get
with
like
that one.
one tortured 3-year-old in there, like, Lulu. No, they're all just raging B words.
It's two, and you try to explain that to a client. I know the court's in a difficult position, but at this point, we're at that impasse of if she walks out of every conference that I have with her, I'm not sure what that says about
She walks
the
out of-
attorney-client relationship.
Yeah, Sarah
Ma'am, you said this-
apparently, if
She doesn't get her way. She gets so
Yeah.
pissed off at her lawyer that she, screw you guys, I'm going home to my cell.
well,
Bye.
but Dally, you're forgetting that she's working diligently on her own trial. So really, the lawyer should be able to do just a couple little motions and stuff now that Sarah's gotten everything done.
I know. She wants bail now.
I know.
You're about to go to trial in like a few months.
Yep.
You want
Yeah,
bail now?
Also, you've probably got what you can probably look at, maybe involuntary manslaughter or reckless homicide. You're not getting not guilty.
Yeah.
No, I see a manslaughter possibility because
Yeah,
I don't think Sarah
And
Boone intentionally tried
go
to.
ahead. I can't say that we're going to give you any good advice, but
Yeah, I
I'm
don't.
getting ready to pour water into everything bagel ramen noodles and breakfast ramen noodles.
Hot water.
Yeah. I'm not sure that I have any good advice for anyone.
Oh,
This is a terrible idea.
Don't eat glue. Yeah, I had an art teacher tell me that about paint when I was in 3rd grade.
Yeah, but tempera paint smells gross. At least the glue smelled like mint and flour.
yeah, I mean, I think it's a conspiracy. The glue manufacturer are conspiring to sell more glue, so they make it taste good.
Well, but then they created slime, and now all parents are wanting to file a
Mm.
class action lawsuit against them. We don't know, guys.
You said there was something else that you had other than a 58-page submittal or letter.
58
What other
pages.
information is it that you're seeking to have me take a look at?
Things that I've been working on in the
I don't think I wrote-
meantime, it's things that she likes to tell me is not necessary, but I know for a fact it is necessary. She likes to, in quotes, put things to rest all the time and constantly tells me I'm not having this conversation with you. So I'm not going to waste my time and
Ma'am, if everyone says that to you, it could be you.
Yeah, I mean, it's if you meet a butthole person in the morning, then you met a butthole person in the morning. If every person you meet during the day you claim are buttholes, maybe it's you.
It very well could be. Yeah, I
Unless
just
you're
love
in
how
an HOA, then the chances are great. Yeah, they are the buttholes.
true. True.
Yeah, mine's been going after me for my
the girl
blinds.
has supposedly
Oh,
abundant amounts of, she's not going to waste my time because she's not going to explain something to me.
Oh,
And I have taken it upon myself to explain it to myself because she refuses to do so.
Oh, there it is. Multiple personalities. Somebody call Dr. Lewis.
yeah. She took time to explain to herself all of the things. This sounds like a conversation that she could have to herself.
Yep. There we go. multiple personality defense. There it is.
We finally figured it out.
And what it is
Mm.
that she has against me. I have told her from day one that her snotty attitude was inappropriate, and I try very hard to bear with her and her attitude. I don't know what it is that I'm doing wrong to her, but I feel that her attitude has equal prejudice with
Every lawyer
not in my favor,
should
especially-
only make appointments with her on Tuesdays, because after each appointment they can say, "See you next Tuesday."
Oh my God, I would do that. That would be a plan. But okay, not wanting to explain the same thing to you for the 150th time is not disrespectful. In fact, the fact that the woman says, we're just not going to agree, let's drop that subject, shows a lot more kindness than I would.
Yeah.
Mm.
especially considering she's supposedly representing my life.
Okay. Give me an example of, if you could,
love
of
this, Judge.
items that you believe are important that Ms. Cashman is not giving attention to or dismissing as you may have framed it.
Yes, Your Honor. She likes to tell me that I don't like her answers. She's not giving me any answers to dislike, and I have written
Poor
3
thing.
pages worth of questions, and I'm still waiting for her.
That's not the judge's question. The
That's-
judge wanted to. Can you tell me something
Yeah.
that you believe is important that your lawyer doesn't? That's not a hard question to answer,
Yes.
Well, it is when you're an
and she
entitled little
doesn't.
C word.
All right. We're going to stop this screen. We are going to bring up the wheel of why did I do this to myself? And oh my God, why? But we have both ramen noodles going, and I'm probably going to need a class action lawsuit against ramen.
Big ramen will bury you.
Oh, salted licorice. So I have got Skipper's Pipe. Now,
Oh, that's just
Nicholas.
that's sweet licorice.
all licorice
Swedish?
is bad licorice.
Swedish licorice?
No,
Yes.
sweet licorice.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Thought I was going to have to do my Swedish impression.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Which I've been told is also an Indian impression, so I'm not really sure. I'm not
When
sure
Baker
if my
does-
Swedish impression is also Indian. I'm confused.
Baker, why are we giving children? I mean, there are no candy cigarettes, and it looks a bit like it might need to invest in some Cialis.
Is that Mark Jensen candy?
Yes. Oh my gosh. Okay. 2 of the worst flavors ever. So you have licorice, which is gross,
Hmm?
and salt.
But that's not even salt licorice.
It tastes pretty salty.
I will go fetch some thing.
I need to get some Vegemite to try on stream.
Hmm. Yes, Vegemite. That's a gross idea.
I've never had
This
it
is a
before.
great-
I have no idea what it tastes like.
I've heard fermented something or other.
Yeah. Hella's like, don't do more than
Isn't it like a
teaspoon.
fungus or something?
Oh, Jesus.
What
don't tell me
is
that.
Vegemite?
Don't tell me that.
I
'cause
don't-
want to eat it. I don't even know like where to get it in America.
International stores, probably, or Amazon.
Okay.
Well, the Swedish sure like their licorice, and I don't know why you would, but someone has to eat licorice. I won't.
Nick is going to get a Swedish fish.
Yes. My son will be happy that I'm not going to eat the rest of this because he's like, if you don't eat this. And I was like, oh, sweetie, no, I'm not going to eat the whole thing. I promise you.
I'll give you leftovers. Don't worry, son. I'll give you some cold
Yeah.
SpaghettiOs.
Yeah. Oh, so Wicked Wookie is saying it's yeast extract.
Okay. Well, that's
Okay, so
basically
I
bread.
need the story time as to who thought, you know what? Yeast extract. I just had a little bit hanging out on the
Okay.
counter.
So,
Let's put it in its natural bread environment.
so Vegemite is not Jewish, at least, because it has yeast.
Oh my God. No, they can have it's just for Passover.
Oh,
You're not supposed to. They can have leavened bread otherwise. How
oh,
the hell do you think the bagel happened? Sal, what is wrong?
right. I did see somebody post a image, and they were complaining that they couldn't find any bagels in Germany.
I I don't know.
I wonder why.
So have you been watching the Karen Potter Disaster
Read. Yeah. And
Oh,
Licorice
okay.
powder.
So I have a little thing of that now that I know what that reads in American. That's going to go straight into one of the kids' stockings.
Now that hockey powder you have there, that hockey
Oh.
puck, yeah, that is licorice powder with what's the English
Now,
word
I
for
will
it?
say it looks like a certain lawyer that's been having some issues favorite item. It's just white powder, y'all. It is white powder. Because I opened it up and I was like, maybe I should send some to Ricada. And then I was like, you're a horrible person going straight to hell.
Somebody wants to say hello. No, he doesn't, but I'm going to force him.
He's like,
Hello, Mr. Jingles.
aw.
Look how happy
roll
he
up in
is.
your
Look
shoes.
at that happy face.
He is
He
so
looks
gonna
like
unalive
Sarah
you.
Boone's lawyer's face expression.
Oh my gosh, yes. Oh, yeah, he looks like, could this have been an email?
Oh,
What is I often wonder what it would be like to sit around in her mind. Does she have an internal monologue, or
Maybe not. Maybe
Is-
that's her issue.
it would be deeply interesting to see the world through Sarah Boone eyes, just to see, like, do we all look like people? Do we just look like NPCs? Like, what does she see us as?
Balls
Yeah.
on her playground.
this is the embodiment of a person believing I deserve more, but I
Yeah.
shouldn't have to work for it.
Yes. This is what happens when you get participation trophies.
Such as, why can't I have a bond? Why can't I have a download of my phone? Why can't I speak to my investigator? Why can't I have my medical records? Why can't I fully utilize my constitutional rights? There's 3 pages worth of questions that I have.
What constitutional rights specifically?
The 19th Amendment.
I'm very leery about having a fair trial at this point. There's a handful of other amendments that I have been researching.
Okay, numbers, ma'am. Numbers.
Yeah.
Like the 4th, the 5th, the 1st, the 75th.
Yeah, that's
Which
very
one?
specific questions. Because Miss Boone, why aren't if you do all this research? Why don't you? That should just there they are.
(867-5309).
Mm. I mean, 420 is not a constitution. It's not in the constitution.
69.
Mm.
Oh my
No.
God. Can you imagine
it's
how many
not.
gummies you would need to be? Thank you, John, for the super chat. Just right, walk the dog letter already. Thank you so much, John. Oh my gosh, she is such a terrible human being.
I think she's misunderstood.
Again, if she had just a TLC show, crazy craziness.
From the correspondence that I get from the world, South Korea was the last place I received correspondence.
South Korea was the last place I received correspondence.
Hasn't Korea had enough pain already? Who in the K-pop is writing Sarah Boone from freaking?
Maybe it was really North Korea. You never know.
Maybe it was Legal Mindset.
Was it Kim Jong-un writing her for suggestions on how to rule North Korea?
She does have an interesting haircut.
Yeah. Oh, she does. Goes in the barber asks for the Kim Jong-un.
She's more of a Kim Jong-il kind of haircut. But,
Oh,
you know,
she's ill. Ill something.
yeah.
So I don't know what I'm doing wrong other than wanting to
A lot.
have a very successful outcome. It's just been long and drawn out, and I believe that God
Very successful outcome is
give me this very
not
Sarah,
in your
God would like to be left out of this conversation.
A very successful outcome is manslaughter.
Yeah.
That's it. You ain't getting out of this, princess. Your best case is to avoid murder too.
Yeah, she's
Yeah.
presumed innocent, and we will see what the evidence will show. I have to say, but seriously,
Yeah, I mean,
there's not a lawyer
Jose
in
Baez
Florida.
could get you out of this.
No,
look, Johnny Cochran, you know, Robbie Shapiro, one of the Kardashians, none of them with this fact pattern.
Yeah. The
Body
only one that
fits.
comes to mind is Gangrene from the Laura
Yeah.
Owens. He
Yeah,
might,
I
but
mean-
he wants to get paid for it.
Yeah, ma'am, you've filmed yourself actively ignoring, I can't breathe.
Cussing
Yeah.
him out.
Yeah.
Even Derek Chauvin didn't do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I can bet good money she will testify in her own trial.
Oh, you couldn't stop her from testifying.
She's gonna
That's
be
why
Fani
I think
Willis.
that her as a pro se, I mean, telling her
Well,
she can't testify.
Well, she already convinced herself in a discussion with herself that she deserves a successful outcome. So, of course, she will be
did.
able to interview herself on the stand.
She's the holy trinity of bitch. I mean,
No.
the mother, the crone,
Stop.
and the
Babu,
crazy person.
stop that. I just replaced those freaking blinds.
Somebody's climbing the.
He's trying to get behind the blinds. I even left an opening
he
for him on the other side.
Parkour.
Yeah, he's just see, he's back there right now.
Sally, to be fair, he's invisible and you can't see him. He's being very
And the
stealthy.
HOA president keeps yelling at me, writing me mean letters. I'm going to find you if you don't fix your blinds. Like, good Lord.
Tell my cat. He's the ass.
I'm not the one breaking them.
Address all responses to Babu,
Yeah.
or Junior.
very unique adventure that I am on, and I'm doing my best to.
You're not on a unique adventure.
Yeah, jail is just an adventure.
Oh my gosh. It's like I chose my own adventure books.
Do they come in a pop-up version?
Go to bed or leave boyfriend in suitcase overnight and then go to
Yeah.
bed.
Thank you, Snibbles, for gifting 10 memberships. And that went to Sylvia Tingay, Miss Perk, Christine, Lady Archer Designs, Parabellum, SH, Oki Mima, Jenny, Atheist Ant, Don Whittinghagen, and Gry Bertson. So thank you so much, Snibbles, and give Snibbles a thanks if you got a membership. Yeah, she's just that in that hair. What is that hair? It's just it's horrible.
everyone thinks that I am. I don't feel that she can do that properly. I still always, the reason why I'm here is to hope that she will come in with a gentle, softer side and actually listen to what it is that I'm saying and see the bigger picture other than what the one avenue.
Ma'am, the fact that she hasn't approached you with corporal and punishment is her gentler, softer side. How is this woman surviving in prison? She has an attitude, and I can't imagine that other prisoners take kindly to her. They have to be putting her in protective custody. That's all there is to it.
Yeah.
That she keeps going down. There's other ways to
Maybe
go.
she's giving legal advice to the others.
Oh my God. She probably is.
I'm trying to ask you, please, forgive me for having to ask you for this. If you could please let her know, please, to just be nice to me and have a welcoming attitude, and things will probably change, and I will not get up and I won't go. Please don't lie to me. Please don't give me half truths. And
What instances where there's been falsities or lies that have been told to you by Ms. Cashman? Can you give me an example?
my biggest one, Your Honor, is for me being here ongoing 5 years, no one has ever bothered to try to get me a bond.
What's the lie?
Okay. Again, the judge asks a salient question. What about no one's going to give you bond?
No.
You're a terrible human being. No one wants to put up collateral against you. And no. She's like, I'm willing to plead down to parole, but at this point, I really think I've suffered enough. I mean,
Yeah, I mean, if she gets manslaughter or even manslaughter 2 or whatever kind of plea deal any lawyer can give her, those years will be deducted, and then
Yeah.
you will only be in there until you are 122.
Yeah, and I think that's going to be the hard part for the family is I don't think that that's going to be in their calculus, but I don't know that they're going to be able to pull anything but maybe murder 2, maybe, if they don't try to overcharge it like crazy. So when they maybe give her manslaughter,
Yeah.
and then she gets 10 years and she's already served, what, 4 or 5?
2020.
Yeah.
So,
But
or
once because she doesn't want that video of him saying I can't breathe and her laughing at it. When that gets played for a jury, they're going to ask the prosecution,
for the DP.
is the death penalty on the table?
Yeah, I don't know why she's not taking a plea. I think she's dumb, but
It's idiotic.
it really it's a gamble. You do not have the personality to sell that your behavior changes greatly when you drink. No, you are always a jerk.
You said that she has lied to you. What is the lie?
The process of getting a bond. She lied to my brother in regards to telling him that he would need to come down to the courthouse to have multiple photographs taken for documentation. He would have to bring his security information, deeds to his house, financial statements, so on and so forth. And I
Tracy,
Yeah, but if her
I'm-
brother is supposed to bond her out, the court needs to know if he can, if it's
Well,
even a possibility.
Her brother
So he
has
needs
True.
security.
her brother has a security clearance. So him associating with somebody potentially a felon, even though it's his sister, he'd have to go down to the
Oh.
courthouse, and
Yeah.
his picture, he'd be all over the media.
Okay.
It,
Yeah.
you guys, we're not looking at this the correct way.
Sorry.
Would South Korea and or North Korea consider a trade?
Yeah, we would take North Korean submarine for Sarah Boone.
Yeah, it's a cultural export.
Yeah, oars and everything.
I take a North Korean shit balloon over Sarah Boone.
True. So would her lawyer at this point.
icing on the cake was to be aware of all of the news camera crews and everyone that's going to be there in order to document him being there to do what he's going to do for the bond.
Yeah.
What is the bondsman for? She's supposed to just do the motion for the bond, and then from there, the bondsman and I and whomever else are to work it out.
So what part of that is a
No.
lie?
Sarah, your crazy ass case has drawn all kind of media entertainment and internet and everything. So
But, you get the bondsman after you get the bond granted. Then you use the bondsman to get, I will pay the bondsman a 10%, so he pay the 10% of the bond. So it's a multi-step process. You don't get the
yeah,
bondsman, to my understanding at least, after watching Dog the Bounty Hunter for a few years back
Yeah,
in the
I-
90s.
it just, who do you think is giving you bond? You're on your second judge. You already forced one judge into hiding. Your first lawyer, he ended up in a walker. I mean, and he looked like he lost the will to live. I mean,
Well, yeah.
yeah, I mean, you bullied a judge off of your case, ma'am. She's going to be the Bryce Rhodes.
Is that why she resigned or
putting-
he resigned?
No, Bryce Rhodes, the
No, I know him,
One-
but the judge.
Judge Wooten.
What
Was her
his
first
reason for
judge.
leaving?
I think she accused him of being in cahoots with all of us YouTubers and yeah, I guess he's been holding all of our profits though and hopefully investing them in the market or Dogecoin, something.
I just simply wanted to have her do a motion for a bond hearing.
But the statement that you said is that Ms. Cashman, who's an officer of the court, has lied to you. What you've provided me so far is not evidence of any lies based on the severity of the charge.
I believe, because she's not fully explaining to me other than what she's asking me for that I tried to provide to her, was that I just need to get her an address. And that's what I gave to her, and then it turns into everything else. And then it turns into all these other different stories of why she won't do or why she has said certain things. It always changes and it mutates after I ask her for certain things, not just for the bond, but for other things also.
Okay, well, let's focus on the bond issue because you said that she's lied to you. And what you've told me so far, none of that is inaccurate.
So how is it though, because I don't have any experience prior to this, I don't know the process of getting a bond other than what I have read.
All my other boyfriends are alive. I mean, it's like, the other times I've been charged with attempted suitcasings, um, I get, I still don't know how she's alive because she just has the biggest attitude for a not very big lady, and I don't think you meet the nicest, most tolerant people in prison who deal with disrespect well.
Well, maybe her cellmate is a very large woman who has ways to stuff her mouth. I don't know.
Just for her to do a motion for a bond hearing. But I didn't know that anyone, all of the other inmates, even officers, have ever said that they've had to do that process in order to have photographs taken and documented and news crews and visit to his house. He's not posting my bond, which I told her 1,000,001 times, but she still spooked him by asking by him something that he's going to have to, and it would threaten his security clearance considering he's in this service, the military. So she totally deterred me.
Yeah,
from
her
having
family must be proud of her.
my brother.
Her family's like, we don't know her. He's like,
Mm.
but your name is Mr. Boone? Yeah, no relation.
Address in order for me to have a motion for a bond. No one else has even bothered to even ask me for one, and I will be honest with you, in the court, I know for a fact with however sky high my limit would be for my bond to receive, I know for a fact unless my fans would
Your
set up
fans?
friendly pages or God will or however else.
Wait a minute.
What?
Thank you for, yeah, I'm not going to read your name, but thank you for may the force be with you. You can fix Sarah. Well, Sal has Jody, so you can have Sarah. God bless you. May God bless you. Her fans. Ma'am, the 3 people you made up in your head do not count, and I think they have the same bank balance you do, unless you've been making a lot of Levi's jeans. And also, if she gets a GoFundMe, I don't know whether I'll be pissed or tempted to put $1 on.
If you planned on for me to have it paid, if at all, my point is to utilize my rights to have a bond. And with the information I have included in here to you.
That's not a constitutional right.
Technically, you do have a right to get a bond, but there are a lot of restrictions because you're not officially
Yeah.
convicted. So you should have more than likely have the opportunity, but it can be pretty high.
Yeah,
because
depending on
of-
severity of the case
Yeah.
and the flight risk and
Yeah.
everything else. Being a see you next Tuesday doesn't help.
No.
No. Yeah, it's also someone died, Sarah. It's it's
This
not
is
like
the Sarah
you.
show.
Yeah, it's not like you jaywalked one day and the coppers put you in the paddy wagon. No, someone lost their child because of you.
Mm.
For the amount of saturation of publicity, there's nowhere that I can go, even if I were to be at a close flight risk, because of the amount of information that goes.
Wait, maybe
Uh,
saying you're a
She's
quote flight risk.
She's
Well-
too famous to flee.
No.
Okay, share.
Well, that might be a statement that would be used against her in a bond hearing, that she in open court stated, well, I'm too famous to flee. Lady, really famous people have tried to flee.
Okay.
Yeah.
It
Yeah,
doesn't matter if you're recognized where you flee to,
no,
unless it's
this,
North Korea.
oh my gosh, this is not the same thing, but we are going to go with the next selection of why. So let's see what we have next. Oh, where are we going with this? Pancake ramen. This is a terrible. I do this because I love you. You guys, this is a terrible idea. So, oh, it even comes with little eggs in it. How grotesque. What in the name of all that is rapture? What is going on here? Okay, how do I file a class action lawsuit asking for a friend? This is disgusting. Why? Oh, what in the god? Mm-mm. Um, you know, maple syrup broth with freeze-dried eggs and what purports to be sausage. Not the best thing.
Who could imagine? Who could have imagined?
Who could have thought that so there you guys go. If you see that flavor on your cart, you know, unless you enjoy possibly poisoning yourself, I'm gonna say stick with the ramen noodle you're used to.
Well, I'm out of beer, so I'm having a bit of whiskey.
That's a great idea.
Who the flub put a limitation thing in my whiskey bottle?
That
This
seems
is
like
supposed.
a
Oh,
big-
it's Irish, so that it might be
Oh.
for security reasons.
Mm.
I need to get that thing out of there. It's one of these thingies. I mean,
Oh yeah, the aerator or something.
yeah, that's a stupid thing. I don't need. If I want to have air in my whiskey, I will go on it.
True.
Now, I do understand the concept of limiting whiskey intake. That's not it.
You're like, where's the silly straw they normally send with this?
I mean, it's a natural built-in whiskey. Say it means the bottle is empty.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's already built in the limitations. Oh,
And what I eat, apparently.
cheers to you.
And so many other things. There's nowhere I can go.
Cheers.
If I were to even think about any of flight risk. It's just the fact that I would like please to have
I feel like I have that, like the unholy concoction from Elf in my mouth. The all right. I need a shot of schnapps or something. What in? Okay, whoever that had to be like the boss's kid, because there's no way in hell that went through marketing without someone getting.
It was
Turned
one of
over.
these company resort things. Everybody was completely pissed at the end of the night. They made
Yes.
everybody draw a card from this pack of cards of flavors and see what
Yes.
we can do with it.
That had to be it.
Sausage,
They're like, look, we
pancake, and freeze-dried eggs.
Thank you, Tracy. I will be taking holy water if I am accepted as the third party intervener. Now, whether the judge feels okay with a super soaker, I don't know, but it's called behavior modification.
Well, I have Irish holy water here, so I'm good.
Well, I can't take vodka around her. It's going to have to be real holy water.
I want, so I can say that I actually achieved something while I was incarcerated.
Okay.
There's other things, there's so many.
Oh,
other
you have achievements
Wait.
while incarcerated.
There's like a bucket list of being in the pokey. I'm confused. I didn't know we had like aspirational goals while in prison.
Oh,
What is she talking about?
damn it. This is entitlement. I deserve something for
Yes.
being in jail. No,
yeah.
no, that's not how it works.
No. You deserve nothing. We deserve to be kept away from you. That's how this whole thing works.
Which are outlined in your submittals there, right? Okay, all right. Ms. Cashman, briefly.
Judge, there's clearly a conflict with what I'm going to tell you are false allegations Ms. Boone is making about me, and my continued representation of her. As I said, I've spent 20 hours with this client going over her questions and her
Okay.
issues in detail.
I could bet good money that with this client, I think she was talking about another C word.
Absolutely. And get this woman a Purple Heart.
Mm.
President Biden, I need a Congressional Medal of Honor.
Yeah, there's a lawyer Sarah Boone support group on Facebook somewhere with soon to be 9 members.
Yeah.
With regard to the brother and the bond hearing, yes, I contacted her brother. I explained to her brother and I explained to her. You can't just write a bond motion and the judge grants it because of the allegations. You have to come forward with proof. I asked her brother if he was willing to come to court and testify. He raised the issue.
The brother was like, I have to go. No. Yeah,
If
no,
you
I
ask
thought
me
he
one
could
more
just
time,
sign
I will
something.
deflect. If you ask me one more time, I
Yes.
will deflect to North Korea.
Yeah. he's like, no speak the English.
The issue to me about his security clearance and would the media be there. I never told him he had to provide pictures or a deed to the house. What I said was, the media's been in the courtroom for all the hearings and it's likely that they would be there for the bond hearing and that your face could be on the television. And it was
I mean, and honestly, good for this lawyer for telling him all this, because Sarah's probably telling him like, no, you can just fill out a piece of paper. You don't have to be, even in the house, because I think he's on like tours of duty or something.
Yeah.
So he's not actually co-signing that he's going to be in the place that she's living. And you generally need a babysitter.
Well, Sarah doesn't mind if her brother throws his entire career down the toilet, as long as she gets bond for a few months.
True.
She's a good sister.
She is. She's like, I'm willing to let you sacrifice for me.
Thank you for your sacrifice, brother.
Yes.
a concern for him. And I'm gonna just leave it at that. But Judge, I can't spend all my time defending what I'm doing and at the same time be effectively preparing a case for trial.
Thank you, Brenda.
In
There's
these
a
situations, I know it
corgi.
puts the court
I
in
love it.
a very difficult position.
Is that Sarah piping up?
As I see it, Ms. Boone has a couple options. Number one, she can ask you to represent herself. She has the right to, you have a Faretta hearing and determine whether she's capable. The court then has to address the issue of whether it's appropriate to appoint standby counsel. Obviously, since she believes not a word that I say after 40 years of doing criminal defense, I'm probably not the right lawyer for that. The other thing is she gets one last lawyer and either works or it doesn't. And sometimes, unfortunately, the court gets put in a position that you have to have that conversation with a client that you don't, if you want your counsel of choice, then you need to hire your counsel of choice, and everyone can certainly do that. And if you're indigent, the court can only go through this so many times with Ms. Boone coming to the court, and there ending up being irreconcilable differences, such that the counsel that you have appointed can't move forward and provide effective assistance of counsel.
Oh, so the NJ suitcase unaliving got 66 years. Sarah never watched Snapped. Well, she was very busy. She had,
Hmm.
things to drink, people to pack,
The amount of boxed wine she drinks, I thought she'd be more into true crime.
Yeah, really.
I mean, don't you know how this process works, sweetie?
Yeah.
Okay, here's what we're gonna do. I'm inclined to go ahead and figure out where we can set this thing for
Or
trial,
judge.
and then kind of work backwards from there. I'm not dismissing your concerns, Ms. Boone. I'm going to take what it is that you've given to me. I'm going to circulate that.
Judge, don't give
Oh,
her any credit.
Yeah, you're going to circulate it down the toilet, sir,
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
all,
Also-
definitely.
after you wipe your ass with it.
Yeah, and us internet grifters need that to be circulated. So could you get on that,
Yeah,
Chip
could
Chop
you,
Chip?
like, I just checked. It's not up on the website. We are waiting. How
We
hard
are
is it to scan
waiting.
58 pages?
Yeah.
It's your job.
I mean, seriously, sir. You have an
Yeah.
entire internet cottage industry.
Yeah,
I
we
have a
have
wig to put on.
rent to pay, booze to buy,
Yeah.
therapist to hire.
Oh, I need to do
Yeah.
that.
I mean, I have to explain to Mr. Moe that while the state may not have already accepted my thing, I should definitely go ahead and, do a pre-trial, short vacation just to scout the place out. The judge is like, okay, well, we've heard what you said. I'm still going to go ahead and we're getting this thing done. He's like, I'm not dismissing. I'd say I am completely dismissing you.
I'm not
This is
dismissing.
happening. Yeah. He gets back into his poor clerk is like, what the hell is this crap?
This judge and his clerk just go back there like, God damn it. Where's the vodka, Jan? Thank you.
Everyone just has a drink, he says, in chambers now, and they all just have a shot.
All the lawyers always wonder why after every hearing he's like slurring his words a lot.
Oh my gosh, this one, I don't know. I could see it going either way. I could see her being another Bryce Rhodes and it be 16 years later because she is just a tremendous time suck. Or I could see this judge kind of saying, we can charge you in absentia.
That to both Mr. Cacciatore and Ms. Cashman. I will review it, and I will schedule a hearing to address any of the issues in your submittals if one is necessary. Okay? All right. Ms. Cashman, you had advised some of your unavailability for vacations that you have previously scheduled and or other time certain trials that you have in front of Judge Harris.
And on June 21st, I have a trial case management with Judge Marquez on a case that's likely at this point, and obviously we'll find out the final date at case management, likely to be set July 22nd, but if that gets pushed out, that makes August and September a little more difficult considering the trials I already have set then. The dates I'm out in September while I'm looking at the calendar is the 14th to the 19th.
That's not a trial period for my division, so that shouldn't be a conflict. The trial case management that you have
I think that this judge is actually doing a pretty good job because he's letting Sarah talk, but then he's just going through and, okay, lawyers, what do we have? And, we're actually just we're going to schedule this and continue as if you hadn't spoken, Sarah. But now that, Miss Cashman is like, no, I'd like to resign now. I've done my tour of duty. I'm done.
You have on July 21,
June
June
21.
21, I'm sorry. When is her trial period? Judge Marquez's trial period following that?
She doesn't really have a trial period because she's the post-conviction division. And I'm not clear how she sets things. And I think that,
You have a range for where her
No.
calendar may be available for that? Okay.
no. I think it's based on when she has post-convictions motions set and that it's my understanding from Judge Chu that she was scheduled to be back up for part of his July, August trial period, but because she doesn't have a regular trial docket, I can't really answer that question.
How long do you think it would take us to A, pick a jury, B, try the case?
I think we would probably be,
Including jury selection?
yeah, a day for jury selection, I think
A day?
approximately 3 days.
I mean, Rittenhouse
They're
got
like,
done in
how
a
long are
day.
the videos?
Yeah, but they
Ms.
have to
Cashman?
take in
I think
account
this is
that he will
probably a fair
testify in her
estimate
own
unless
defense
something
for
changes,
7
but-
weeks.
So the
True.
trial already
God.
has special set trials in July and August. We could set this matter at the beginning. My August trial period is the first week. My last week of my period is first full week of August, and it starts again on the last full week of August. So we could set it then, but I know that you have trial case management with Judge Marquez on the 20th or the 21st of June, which may impact that. So,
And I have a trial certain with Judge Harris August 5th, and
as do I.
Yeah, folks.
August
Public
seems a bit
defenders
difficult
have
for me.
trials kind of all the times.
For a week.
Mhm.
So the options that I see it are, we could specially set this for the week of August 26th, or we set it for the trial period beginning September 30. The hiccup with that first week of September 30 is we have a court holiday on Thursday, October the 3rd, which would limit us to a 4-day trial period, which I don't believe is not sufficient. So that would take us to either October 7 or October 14. So based on the court's trial
Oh.
calendar, that
We have to do this in Halloween. How could you not do this trial in Halloween? I mean, Your Honor. I submit that Halloween is the perfect month for a witch to try a witch. I mean, has
let's
kind
see
of
if
some
she,
poetic justice.
Let's see if she drowns.
that's what I've got available. August 26th, October 7 or October 14.
I think the October 7 or October 14th is more realistic, Judge. I know that Mr. Cacciatore has other trials too and other things on other judges' pretrial dockets and those things.
We're specially set in July and in September. Mr. Cacciatore?
I'm still getting 100 just by hearing that name.
Okay.
I
So
know.
here's what
I
we're
keep
gonna
wanting
do.
to say
We're
We're gonna specially set
Petrozzini.
this matter for the second week of the September 30 trial
We
period,
should shorten it to
beginning
pizza.
Monday, October 7th.
Yes.
We will set this matter for
Stromboli.
trial case management on the 24th of September.
Hey, Tammy.
Hello.
On September 24 at 9 a.m. Oh, yeah. We'll do you at 1:30 in the afternoon.
Phrasing.
It's
Tuesday, September 24 at 1:30 in the afternoon for our trial case management. Trial date certain on October the 7th. Deputy, if you could please grab the 2 packages of submittals from Ms. Boone.
2
Oh,
packages.
I thought it was 2 different envelopes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what I couldn't figure out. Is
I will
she,
review that
did she write it in triplicate?
after the review.
Dang it, not that. Hello.
Hey, Kaiser!
Hey.
Hey, what's happening, y'all?
How you doing, buddy?
Oh,
Well,
can't complain. Nobody's got that kind of time. That's why I have a YouTube channel. Have you seen my content lately?
well, I remember you posting that you're doing an uplifting and rosy interpretive desecration of Acolyte.
You mean that one video? Was it the 30-minute one where I basically drank a fifth of whiskey and proceeded to just lay out the entire case of why I think this is complete BS?
Why
or-
is your content always so negative about movies, though? in the
Yeah.
entertainment industry. I
Kaiser,
saw
did
your
you just
tweet
put
about
on an
that.
episode of The Critic
Yeah.
with Lyle Love or not Lyle, John Lovitz?
Yep.
I
And
have
I
I still
only
love that.
yeah.
I saw today
I-
that the Acolyte is actually worse than the Star Wars Holiday Special.
Yeah, the Star
Rotten
Wars Holiday
Tomatoes.
Special on Rotten Tomatoes is still holding at a 20% audience rating. And as of right now, I'm actually pulling this up live. Star Wars The
Okay.
Acolyte is currently sitting at still a 16% on Rotten Tomatoes. I would just like to
Yeah.
report that the Star Wars Holiday Special is a whole 4% better, according to audience members,
Okay.
than The Acolyte.
Kaiser, can you explain to us how 2 female Jedis make a baby? Because I don't
just wanna
remember
know how
that
a
in my
baby is
Force
made.
training.
Look, it's really, really simple because here's the dirty secret. Nobody understands how this works. I get it. I've done the figuring out. I have like researched the lore. I understand
I'm
this.
here for it.
Okay, so the way that this happens is that you have the how should I put this? Oh yeah, former personal assistant to Harvey Weinstein, Leslie Headland, do a whole bunch of really dumb things. Dave Filoni, who has no idea what to do and is a complete simp, basically trying to simp up to Kathleen Kennedy, and then that's how we get lesbian space witches.
Oh.
Now, if you're asking for an in-lore definition, no, that doesn't exist.
But
Oh.
did he at least get laid?
No, because he's a giant simp. I mean, look, this guy likes Dave Filoni is the guy who, you know, he's the chair in the hotel room. It never gets used. If somebody is using it, they're just there to watch. I mean, come on, let's be completely real.
Or film?
I mean, I thought the worst thing about the Acolytes was the fire in space thing. But
Oh boy,
that
it got
was
so
a-
much worse.
a special.
not even the first trilogy had fire in space. They had an explosions, which
Yeah,
is a
those two
completely
happen.
different thing from continuous flaming going up and down.
Because
Yeah,
there's
it's like-
oxygen
it's-
coming out that's
Yeah,
On
it's
fire.
not like there's a campfire on the outside of your ship in the middle of space.
Yeah, because that is one of these $1.50 special effects you can buy from Fiverr. I mean,
Yeah.
literally.
I think
It
Fiverr
was-
would have been able to do better. I'm just being honest with you.
I don't understand. Again, wasn't like Anakin's semi-messianic birth supposed to kind of be a special thing? Now you can just,
Well,
you know, if
it
2 moms
was.
really love each other in a Subaru far, far away, you can.
On a 2-seater lawnmower.
you see, that's the thing. It was supposed to be special, but of
Well, it is
course they're
special.
like, hey, let's take this thing that everybody knows and loves and let's change it because we can. Let's make it so that way it's like, oh, I guarantee you what is going to happen, and I am seriously believing this more and more by the day, that Shmi Skywalker, Anakin's mother, is going to be set up to somehow be of the lineage of this witch coven or something like that, and somehow even be potentially the descendant of these two twins or
actually
something like
witches?
that. Like,
And
yeah.
here's the thing. Not here's the thing, but to my understanding, the absolutely limited experience I have of the lore, the dude that was killed in the third movie, by Darth Vader, was one of the most powerful Jedi in existence, completely devoted to the dark side of the
Emperor?
Force.
Yeah, Count Dooku.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
him and everybody around him who was super powerful never crossed their mind that let's do this and a pinch of that and do this and a baby appears. Isn't that
Yeah.
weird? For thousands of years, it never
Yeah.
crossed their minds.
Okay, guys, how did the Bene Gesserit start to run Star Wars?
Well, okay.
How are we in that timeline?
You see, when you have a really bad story writer and you have a really, really bad nepotistic director who has only the one thing on their mind of pushing an agenda, and they get together, then you get a bastard child.
Yeah.
Okay, but
I mean,
how do you
Hocus
ruin
Pocus
Willow?
was not supposed to be taken seriously. It's a comedy. If you take all the ridiculous things in Hocus Pocus and then apply that as a Shakespearean theater with people who never read Shakespeare, then
You know, I honestly believe this is I would love to try doing this. I think that we could make the Acolyte actually entertaining to watch. And there's one really easy way to do it. You put a laugh track
Alcohol.
on it. You put a laugh track on it.
I can't become an
Yeah.
So
alcoholic.
every time that somebody says something that is completely dumb and insane, you have the audience laugh.
No, you know what you do? You make your own Star Wars spoof of Mystery Science Theater and then say you made
Yes.
it bad on purpose. You made it so you could have, these two people riff on you like the old guys on Wilfred and Astoria, the two old guys on the puppet or
Oh, the
Oh,
Muppets?
Muppets.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Hang on, I got to remember the names.
I want to say
gotta
I
go,
think
guys.
it's Wilfred and Oh, bye. Sal.
No.
Yeah, bye guys. Nice seeing you, Kaiser.
Bye, Sal.
Bye.
Yeah. Statler and Waldorf.
All right.
That was the name of it. Okay.
Oh.
I remembered also. Yeah, Statler and Waldorf.
Top screen, present, share screen. Let's see what the next thing of why did I do this to myself?
Yay!
Yay! Raspberry chili. We need to talk about licorice.
raspberry and licorice go good together. Raspberry and chili goes good together. Chili and licorice go good together. I'm not so sure about the three of them going good together. But here's
Yeah,
the thing.
it does seem.
Swedish
Seems like a thing that should not be a
Salty
thing.
salty licorice is our thing. It wasn't supposed to be transported to the rest of the world.
I would have been okay with that. You guys, we don't need any cultural appropriation, so they're a ball. Mm-mm. There's a lot of things that shouldn't go together, and
I'm going to
No.
bring real Swedish salty licorice and candy when I go to the United States in August, where I will meet those two fellows. Those two.
Yes.
Yee.
In Indiana, on and all around August 18, 19, 20, something like that.
It's a shame you're not coming in a couple of days sooner because there's a really big outdoor event up here, and they're actually doing like a concert. I thought it'd been really kind of fun, but
Yeah, but I'm in Houston on 11th.
Oh yeah, I
and
got
will,
you.
yeah. And then Atlanta around the 14th, and New Orleans and whatever it is, Montgomery, I believe, is in between. and then up to Knoxville and visit Valhalla, and then Indiana. So
There you
I
go.
don't have the time.
Yeah,
I'm trying to visit as many as possible.
understandable.
Just make sure you don't overhear anything in Georgia, Nicholas, or you might not get out of there.
I'm not. Here's the thing: since I'm trying to get into the courthouse in Fulton County, and the
yeah.
things I've said about the judge and the prosecution, I'm not so sure I will ever leave the courthouse.
I mean, what is going on there? Can he actually hold the guy in contempt for having kind of not kosher meetings with a witness?
Well, here's the thing about judges: they are the ruler of the local kingdom of their courthouse.
Uh-huh.
And they can do a lot, and then it appeals court and the Supreme Court can say, "Oh, hell no," but he is a supreme leader in his own courtroom, and that is based on the notion that judges are impartial. They don't care who is going to win or who is going to lose. They are there to apply law, statute, and constitution. And often they're only supposed to apply the law, statute, as either the prosecution or the defense tells him. This is my argument. This judge is listening to one side, listening to the other side, and then he argues against the defense for the prosecution, which is completely, So it's a fustercluck.
Yeah. Well, because I watched everyone's video because I was like, I am still confused. This is part of his job, and you can't. I am not. I do have Malort on the line, and I do have a adult beverage cut with a lot of Sprite in my new congratulation mug.
Nice.
Thank you, Brandon, for the $1.99.
Say
So
that drink will keep you
for-
occupied.
for me, I will probably be tipsy, but for lawyers, Nicholas hasn't even. It's like an opening party for Nicholas. He's like, "Who brought the Zimas?" And I was like, "Me."
No, but as I read the law and statute, now I don't practice in Georgia, so take it with a pinch of salt. But I have listening to local lawyers who are up in arms about it. The judge has no standing of what he did. He really hasn't, and that is probably why the appellate court punted it to the Supreme Court, who within an hour of getting it said, "Yeah, he's getting bond," which more or less means send us the rest of the papers so we can make a proper ruling on it.
Okay.
And
Cash app me, and I will do the Malort. But this is probably going to end in
Backfire.
about 30 minutes after that. Let's see. Cash app, physical pain. I've already eaten pancake ramen. I don't know. Fair price that you normally do for random crazy shots. I'm good.
if
with.
Mo reach $100, I will spin the wheel of regret for myself.
I think I haven't been mathing. That's why I've just been doing random.
You are
I
at
can't
10.
math to. Yeah. See, Nicholas has a system. I can't math and drink. That's a
You're about
Sarah Boone
40 bucks
idea.
away on super chats and gifted memberships from $100, something like that.
Woohoo!
So 40 more bucks, and I will spin the wheel of regrets and do what it says. For Mo.
All right, let's go. If you cash at me $50, I will do the Malort. But then I engage the right to not have to do any more ramen noodles because I kind of have a 9:30 cutoff. Mr. Mo was like, "Okay, you can have a lot more stream time this weekend, but could you hang out with me a little bit?" And I was like, "But I have
Yeah.
internet friends."
And then you show up after 3 shots of Malort. Now we can hang out.
Oh, Mr. Mo is gonna be like, "What in the hell?" Oh,
Oh, here we
thank
go.
you, Brandon, very much.
Oh,
Okay,
there we are.
here is this. This smells like a hate crime. What is wrong with people? This is a terrible idea. Why did I do this to me? All right. Here is a shot,
Cheers.
Brandon. What in the name of all that is godly? Oh, holy Jesus, Mary, and Joseph, and all of the unholy.
Oh yeah,
And
it's
here
bad.
is the wheel of
Oh, God.
regrets.
Sweden. I'm afraid we're going to have to take you to Geneva.
Shot of gin.
Oh,
And it's a shot of gin.
There's a reason why I consider Malort to be a punishment shot.
There it is.
who drinks that for fun?
Apparently, I do whenever I was in Dollywood.
You are a brave man.
So
For
I've
those
been
who don't
told.
know-
I'm just like, I'm having fun, so whatever.
Hmm.
I might not
This-
wake up tomorrow, but I'm gonna have a good time.
This gin is 57.1%. It's
Ooh.
organic Navy strength gin.
Oof.
Ooh.
Yeah, so it's basically a shot and a half.
Well, that's a Brandon shot. Oh my. Oh, Brandon, damn it. You're right. My sense of fairness. Holy Jesus. All right.
Oof.
All right. What in the communism was that?
So other
That
than that,
is-
Mrs. Lincoln, what'd you think of the play?
I mean, no, what in the actual name of what 5 ingredients of terrorism are in that?
Oh, Malort is more than 5 ingredients.
Yeah, paint thinner.
But you have
sadness.
the wood, you have the ordinary flavors, and then you have regret and punishment.
You know, I think I'll just go with self-flatulation next time.
Flatulation or flagellation?
Flatulation. Well,
Well,
is the
flatulation is
Midwest.
this. Flatulation is, well,
I poured this thing up to the rim, so it wasn't 2/3 shot.
Giggity.
Giddy, giddy.
oh Lord. So
Fill her up.
So- is the judge going to bring Mr. Steele in like handcuffs and a pinstripe suit?
No.
I just need this to happen.
No, Mr. Steele, the Supreme Court of Georgia granted the supersedes bond, so he will not spend a day in jail. And yeah, so they
That's
they
good.
granted that about an hour after they got it, because I assume because it's such a rare event in all the jurisdictions that a judge holds a lawyer in contempt. It is,
Yeah.
and then the rest of the things he did, Mr. Weinstein said, well, because of what happened, we want you to recuse yourself because you cannot rule on the things you did wrong.
Yeah.
And the judge
would think
said,
that would be-
hold my beer or hold my diaper, I don't care. And yes, I can. And in his reply to Mr. Weinstein, he said, just because you don't like my ruling And it has nothing to do with his ruling. It has to do with
No.
he had a secret meeting with the prosecution and a sworn-in witness who was currently on the stand in that trial in order to make him not plead the fifth, and then
Okay, I do
trying to
have a
keep it secret.
okay.
It's
Did the guy know that he had an immunity deal? Did he just decide to be an ass? Like, how did this go so foobar?
Mr. Copeland, or Little Woody, because apparently that's a good for a rapper, claimed to before
He's
he
no
took
big
the stand,
fine, but
claimed to the prosecution, I'm going to plead the fifth if you force me to testify. And then the morning of his testimony last Friday, the prosecution went to the judge and said, we want to grant him immunity so he can plead the fifth. Because apparently a local county prosecutor can give this person paper, says, I will give you immunity for state crimes, and now your constitutional rights are erased. Apparently that's a thing. And here's the thing, it doesn't shield him from federal prosecutions. And
yeah, I was wondering about that.
if a piece of paper erases constitutional rights, it should be all the way top to bottom. But no, it isn't. I'm not even sure it covers all the state crimes. And he still signed it, but that's a thing in Georgia. And then on the third question to him, well, how old are you? I plead the fifth. Okay, and
Yeah, I saw that groan,
yeah,
and I was like, this
and
is
then
going swimmingly.
yeah, and then all of a sudden they had that secret ex parte meeting, which is every lawyer I've seen making a statement about this says, "Oh hell no, you did not." And
No, it does seem like it's a conflict of interest because you shouldn't be talking to a witness.
While he's sworn in,
Well,
before,
yeah,
after, not while he is sworn in.
and he seemed more
And
upset about how Mr. Steele got the information versus, it being wrong. And I don't know where the state and him are, like, as I always say, I am not a lawyerologist, but it does seem a bit hinky.
oh yeah, it is, because how he got. I also read the Rule 1.6 comment, and it's clearly there from the Georgia Bar Ethics Code. You cannot reveal your source of the information. Anything
No.
you learn, no matter the source, for you as a defense lawyer regarding your client, you cannot say. So Mr. Steele had the option: either I reveal it and judge is happy, but I lose my license to practice law, or I let the judge put me in jail of contempt, and I keep my law license. And any lawyer worth its money knows what to choose.
Yeah, you don't want to compromise someone's rights. Now, what is Mr. Woody supposed to be testifying about? Did he see the initiating crime, or?
No, he's supposed to testify about he knows that he saw Mr. Shannon Stillwell, who is one of the co-defendants in the murder charge of the RICO trial. That he saw Mr. Stillwell in the car doing the pew-pew. And that is what he is supposed to say. And while trying to tell that story, he was asked about, did you have contact with Mr. Young Thug's sister? And apparently he had, because they also want to affirm that, or place in the notion that it was young thug, Mr. Williams, who put in the order to do the pew pew. And while on the phone or with Mr. Williams' sister, Woody told her, next time I see young thug, I'm going to kill him. And that is the person
Oh.
we are supposed to believe is unbiased about providing the prosecution with information. Yeah, sure, I saw Woody, Mr. Stilwell do the pew pew. Say what now? And this is why, probably why, former ADA Sprinkles, yes, that is his actual name, Assistant District Attorney Sprinkles,
So they
who
have
look,
Fanny, Sprinkles, and I mean, they've got a whole strip club if we
Oh,
could just,
Oh my
and
God.
love.
Yeah, well, I mean, we have Fanny Willis, but she doesn't like the wording of that name. We have
Yeah.
ADA Love. We have ADA Sprinkles. We have Attorney Shard, SHARDT.
Still gonna call it Shart.
Yep, it's unfortunate. We have Attorney Steele. And Little Woody, we have Slug, and a lot of interesting names in this trial. Welcome to Atlanta, Georgia, apparently. And the person who was ended, Donovan Thomas, his street name was Nut.
Of course it was. I mean,
Yeah.
we are in a simulation, and Glip Glorp put stupid mode on.
Yeah, but apparently this person who was so
Okay.
mad at the time at Young Thug is the person the prosecution wants to prove to the jury who actually did the shooting. But as I said, ADA Sprinkles is the one who chose to drop the charges against Mr. Stilwell twice because there were no credible witnesses. Yeah.
I mean, all
And
the
he-
cases seem to be going so well lately.
Yeah, I mean, whoopsie. And the trial was supposed to, according to Judge Glanville, the entirety of the trial was scheduled for 6 months. We are now 7.5 months in, and the prosecution is on witness number 82, I think, out of 209.
You've got to be
Well,
kidding me.
This is insanity.
I've been yelling from the rooftops about this damn case for months. Even downplayed it when I talk about it because it's too ridiculous. But now when it blew up, all of a sudden, oh, Nick was right all along.
This is a total shit tornado. Sorry.
This is, if you mix all the Sharknadoes, Piranha-nados, and the latest 3 episodes of The Acolytes, you have this trial.
Oh,
Oh
Lord.
my God.
It is so ridiculous. I've been almost afraid to talk about it on other streams because it's too ridiculous. But now all of a sudden, Judge Glanville decided, hey, I've been getting away with a lot lately. Let's try this one.
Thank you, Tracy, for the super chat. Oh my goodness. This is the dumbest thing I have. I mean, between trying to figure out, we are on, and I didn't even start the Karen Reed case like all before, like Baker has. So he has like the prequels knowledge. And I just came in for O trilogy, OG trilogy. I was just like, what's this Star Wars thing?
Yeah.
And I'm in here and I'm like, they had a crash examiner expert who explained nothing. because
Oh,
if you don't
God.
make if you don't make a computer generated, the OJ Simpson really bad like CGI, guide to explain to me how these physics work because I failed physics, then this doesn't make sense to me. So they had like a 100, meter view overview and put little dots there, but didn't explain how any of this happened.
One thing that is amazing about this, out of all the videos the prosecution have moved forward, all of them specifically does not show the right passenger taillight. None of them. No pictures of it when it was in the sally port. There's no videos of it unless they could magically disappear. Then they have
Yeah.
the rear ending of O'Keefe's car, which he on the voir dire, because this so-called expert suddenly realized he has a new opinion, which he has written nothing about. And we
Yeah.
all watched first the prosecution's version of the video, which somehow was a bit darker than the real
Yeah.
one. And then we watched the defense version where they actually did the enhancing or zoom in on the tire. And this hack still says, I didn't see it move.
Yeah, that's it.
He needs glasses I can't afford. Yeah, we have a discussion about if I, during my last Grift stream, if I missed out on any, but I do have a vague
Thank
recollection
you.
of being on the expert stream and doing it. So I'm not sure if I owe Brandon spins because I barely remember being on expert stream doing more. But you will have your chance next week because it's midsummer. And I will have a midsummer stream because, as you
Ooh.
know,
There we
on
go.
midsummer, us Swedes, we gather around the big peen stuck in the ground and we dance around it and we drink lots of alcohol and eat strange stuff. And so this is one of my last chances to grift in before my trip to the United States, because what I earn on
Yes.
YouTube on June will be paid out in the end of July,
There
which
you go.
is
Yes.
yeah, and that is more or less my fun money
I
in the
get
United
it.
States, and maybe a bit of gas money because when I looked through because my original thought was, oh, no worries, I will rent a Ford Focus. Apparently, that's a small car.
Oh
I
yeah.
don't know.
Yes.
I drive Saab. That's a decent car. Ford Focus, yeah, Ford makes good cars. That's affordable, but apparently might have issues fitting into one because
You
at
might. Yes.
just under 6'4" and just under 300 pounds, I might have difficulties getting in and out of one, especially
Just a little
with my
bit there.
especially with my arthritis in my knees. And
Sounds like you almost need like a small SUV.
Yeah. He needs a
yeah, I've been,
RAV4
yeah,
stat.
Yeah.
yeah,
I was
I've
say
been looking at
RAV4, CRV. Yeah, one of those.
yeah with the
Kia Soul. I mean,
with everything because through my hotel room booking I got a 10% discount, but it still was just over $1,000 to rent the Ford Focus. If I want to rent a RAV4, that's $1,300
oh
plus, so an
Lord.
additional $300 plus. So I was midsummer for us is Friday. I have Friday off, and so I can
Ooh.
prepare and everything for a proper. Because next Friday, what there have to happen something really serious in the Young Thug trial. for me to not doing from 9 a.m. US time until Dave closes down my stream. I'm going grifting.
Okay, so are you dancing? Are you putting up your own Festivus poll, or do we get to see you put your?
I will not disclose anything that might happening on
We're
that.
getting disco balls, y'all.
Yay!
I'm pouring glitter on my balls. No, 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 no.
Well, there you
Oh,
go.
my.
Yeah. So this is my. I appreciate you, Brandon, but I can't have a pure yin wheel. It's almost 60% alcohol in that damn thing. If 5 of those and I'm gone. It's going to be in the wheel of regrets. I will remove one of these because this is only 20% for another gin.
Oh,
And this is sour cola, which is the only Coke you will see me do on stream.
Okay.
oh,
That's a Nick Ricada reference for you who don't know.
that was very subtle. I almost
Yeah.
didn't get it.
Oh,
no.
my.
Yeah. And now it's past 3 a.m. So I do have to
Yes.
do an off IF. Sundays are my completely off, so I won't have any streams, but I do have a
Yes.
few videos up that if you want
We
my
are
take,
probably yes.
if you want my take on the latest news about, because a lawyer for the family of one of the victims of Rex Hoyerman put out a press conference where he puts blame on Rex Hoyerman's daughter. Yeah,
I don't know that
What?
that math
because Rex Hoyerman's daughter is a bit weird, and that tells him,
she
according to
had
his lawyer,
Shrek for
that
dad.
she is involved. So I have comments. I will pass the link in the private chat, and if you want to play that, because I have opinions, I will put that in private chat if you want content there. But I need to do an off I fuck because we're
Oh.
after 2 hours. And
Yeah,
I will,
no, I am tipsy enough that I should probably stay off the internet because this is about the tipsy level where I think I can dance. And
Oh.
Elaine and me are about the same rhythm level.
You can dance if you want to. You can leave your friends behind.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a reason that I don't ever make fun of President Trump's dance moves because they are my dance moves. The weird shuffle, the just kind of like
Yeah. Thank you for having me on. Congratulations on
You're
3K. Onwards to big success. But I'm doing
Thank
an
you
off
so
I
Bye,
much.
Nick.
Let's
Take
see
care,
ya.
buddy.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay, how do you
And
then
then there were
Willow?
two.
How do you ruin
Well,
Willow?
in the case
Like,
of exactly what they did for this one, it's make two annoying, very just let's see, yeah, annoying, uninteresting, and mostly just unrelatable teenage girls the protagonists, and then make them lesbians.
yeah, there was this chick like a Laura Dannon once,
Yeah.
and Willow wasn't a pathetic joke, and
Yeah.
Kumar from how Harold and Kumar go to White Castle. I don't quite understand that,
Right.
but as I said, Kaiser, if there's anything you would like to show, because I am a little bit more tipsy than
I gotcha.
normal on the internet, and I lack a filter to begin with. Let's not test this.
Oh yeah, we are in filter off territory, so I totally
Yes.
understand. Well, folks, my name is right over here in the little box on this. It's a Kaiser Pineapple. So I cover movie and entertainment news, to cover the things you need to know to keep up on the pop culture curve. And otherwise, I like to try and keep things very interesting, give you guys as much information as you need to, so you can make informed decisions about your hard-earned dollars and how you spend your entertainment. You want to know about what's good? Come to me. You want to know what's bad? Also, come to me. I will get you
Yeah.
up where you need to go. And I will see you guys later.
Yes, and thank you guys for showing up. Honestly, this guy is more for you, because a year ago, I would have never thought I was doing this. And, it is nice to have 3,000 people that like to listen to me when my kids won't.
It is kind of cathartic, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like, you know what, kids, you've been mean to me all day, haven't listened to me, but some people like me, damn it. Oh my goodness. Malort is terrible, just in
Yes.
case you needed to know. I can only imagine it's not a flavor. It's not a flavor. I don't know. That's a sadness. That is the liquefied sound that those screaming bowls make.
Yeah.
And Sarah Boone's inner soul. That's Malort. There's concentrated evil right there. What is that? Anyway, thank you guys for showing up, and I bid you farewell and Godspeed, because I didn't send you to anyone.
Good
I'm
luck.
a
We're all
little too
counting on you.
tipsy. Yeah, I'm a little too tipsy to find someone else. So you guys are free on the internet. Mom says, Mom says you can all have Frosties. Thank you guys so much. This was so much fun, and I hope to keep bringing you guys fun, newsy news and a couple other things, and hopefully Kaiser and I can get together for Indiana Weird. But I always
yes.
have a lot more mental time than look. Summer is a crapshoot. I have to keep
really
two
is.
children from unaliving each other because one is blinking and calling each other Teletubbies. I don't know why. So, summer, we just try to survive. Bye,
Pretty near.
guys.